Hey y'all. Well, it is a cloudy day and it is raining, which is nice. It's not raining real hard, but I see the trees blowing out there, light rain, and I find it pretty pleasant myself. The only problem is because I don't have very good lighting in here, this video may be a little dark, but we'll just go through it and get it done. Okay, yesterday was the last day of the vegan challenge, so now I can go back to, eating what I usually do. And tonight's supper, I'm going to have black-eyed peas, fresh cooked spinach with a little bit of salt on it, and I'll saute it in either avocado oil or olive oil. And I'm going to have some cornbread on the side, and I'm going to make a Mexican cornbread. It'll be skillet cornbread in my cast iron skillet, but I'm going to add some whole kernel corn, some jalapenos, and some cheddar cheese. So I'm going to get started mixing it up. I've already got my pan in the oven getting hot, so I'll get started. Okay, pour in, I don't know, maybe 2 cups of cornmeal. Whoops, I forgot to get an egg. Okay, there we go. I learned long ago to remember to take out all my ingredients that I need for something, because I know in my younger cooking days I would start mixing up stuff and then find out that I didn't have some ingredients. So it's always a good idea to take out all the ingredients to make sure you have what you need. And if you don't have something, are you going to be able to substitute? Alright, now I'm going to, see, it's 1 egg and some milk. And I'm going to put in some pickled jalapeno. They're diced. And I want to grate some cheddar cheese. Just, ever how much you want. Okay. And then just stir it up. And this pan I'm using came with that set of cordon bleu I told you about the other day that I had bought back in 1973. And as you can see, there are no handles, but I found it is a great mixing bowl, especially for cakes and cornbread or whatever you want to make. I'm going to mix this up, and I don't want it to be real thick. I kind of find that when your cornbread is thick, it ends up being kind of dry. So if the batter's a little loose, it will be a little moist. My youngest daughter, when I make cornbread or rolls, and I was in a hurry or something, and either the cornbread or the rolls end up being dense or moist, she likes it like that. You know, everybody talks about wanting fluffy rolls. Well, she likes them dense and moist. So one day I was cooking, I was going to be cooking a lot of rolls, and I thought, you know, I could just pop this pan in the oven early. It hasn't finished rising, but I'll go ahead and cook them. And I did, and they turned out dense and moist, and that gave the other pan time to rise properly and be light and fluffy. So I was, same batch of rolls, I was just able to make them more like what my youngest daughter wanted and what everybody else liked. Okay, now I got that mixed up. Let me see if you can even see it. Probably not. It's kind of like a cake batter, I guess. Now I'm going to go check my oil in the pan, see if it's ready, because you want it to be smoking hot. You want smoke coming off of it. I think I can hear it cracking in the pot. Alright, let me get this in there. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's singing to me. And the hotter it is, the better crust you'll have. Now this is what would be considered southern cornbread. You know, up north they put flour and sugar in it. Okay, let me set my timer for, I'll say, 25 minutes. Okay. Now, I remember I went out to California to visit my family out there, and one of my uncles, he took me to the cafeteria where he worked. It was a Ford plant or something like that. He was in management or something. And so I had already been out there in California for several days, and I told him, I said, I really want some beans and cornbread. He said, well, okay. He said, but let me tell you about the cornbread. He said, it's going to taste like cake. I said, what? He said, yeah, it's going to taste like cake. And in my young mind, I was only about 19, I thought, how can cornbread taste like cake? Well, the waitress brought out the food, and I took a bite of the cornbread, and it was just like taking a bite of a yellow cake with no icing. And that's when my eyes were opened, that not everybody in the world ate like I did growing up. You know, southern food, all that sort of thing. And I remember back during the summertime, my siblings and I would be watching TV. My mother would sleep during the day because she worked the third shift at the hospital. And so we were watching the Art Linkletter show, and he said, we have a special guest coming up, and he's going to show us how to cook soul food. And I thought, soul food? What is that? Oh, that sounds really great, you know. So I anxiously awaited. Well, came back from commercial break, and it was Sammy Davis Jr. I thought, okay, I know who he is. So he started talking about all this food and everything, and he was talking about smothered pork chops and you know, sweet potatoes and greens and all that kind of stuff, macaroni and cheese. And I said out loud to myself, I said, soul food? I said, we eat that all the time. I thought it was some fancy cuisine or something. No, it was just the regular food that, you know, my family ate all the time. And so, yeah, that's quite a cute story, I think. Uh, anyway, I think I'm going to turn this video off, and maybe I'll make a little short one, and after the cornbread's done and the peas and everything, I'll make a quick video to show my plate. And you know, I would love to do these for a long time, even do live. But it takes, I'm telling y'all, I know I keep harping on it, but it takes forever for these videos to upload. I mean, I think I'm doing a short video and it ends up taking 5 or 6 hours, you know. So anyway, I still enjoy doing it. And if anybody saw my sourdough starter video, I'm trying to read up on the sourdough, get a little history behind it and everything. So I guess I'll just see y'all later. So have a good, pleasant day wherever you are. See ya.